Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use.
So I want to talk about the current interracial dating optics as they pertain to Black women and how I'm seeing a lot of fake concern from the Black community as usual. And I was inspired to make this video after I saw the publicity stunt that Summer Walker pulled at this year's VMAs, and also all of the talk about Nicolandria, which they were also at the VMAs, and Nicolandria looked amazing. And by the way, if you want me to review the show, let me know and I'll try to go live soon and talk about it. I haven't actually watched the show yet, so I don't even really know if I want to review it, but let me know if that's something that you guys want to see. Y'all know I've done several award show reviews. But Summer Walker showed up with an older white man at this year's VMAs, and it was very obviously a publicity stunt to promote her new music. She has a single out called Spend It, and it's about dating for money and not love. I believe I mentioned it in another video, but I really like the song. And so this elderly white man was there as an actor to portray Summer's sugar daddy, hence her feeding him the cotton candy. The candy was a reference to sugar, and he was pretending to be a sugar daddy. Like, he's an actual actor, and I'm also hearing that he's gay. So this was obviously a gimmick. And to be honest, I figured that since everybody are such experts on fake relationships, being that they kept harping on Nicolandria being fake, I thought this one would be extremely obvious. But like one of my subscribers pointed out, a Black woman being a sugar baby to a white man or having a sexual or financial arrangement with a white man is more believable than a white man and a Black woman genuinely being interested in one another. And that's especially more believable to Black people. And Black women as a whole are willing to accept and celebrate that kind of relationship dynamic rather than a real relationship between a white man and a Black woman. And so the difference in response to this compared to how Black women normally react to interracial relationships involving Black women is very, very telling. And I think there were some Black women who knew it was a publicity stunt, but there were quite a few Black people who believed that this man was a real love interest. And so, of course, some of the hoteps are trying to use this as a gotcha moment because there are Black women who thought it was real. And now, of course, they're having the same redundant conversations about Black women putting white men on a pedestal. And then with the whole Nicolandria craze, you got Black women on TikTok saying how it's embarrassing for Black women to be idolizing them and white men and interracial relationships in general. And so before I call bullshit on some of that and explain why I think a lot of Black women are full of shit when it comes to this topic, I will say that for the Black women who have genuine criticism of some Black women in interracial relationships and the current interracial dating optics, criticism that isn't made in bad faith, I completely understand where you're coming from. What Alandria said about her and Nick's relationship saving the world, it shouldn't have been said. And like I said on my community tab recently, I did find Summer Walker's publicity stunt cringe as well, specifically because you could tell she was trying to get attention from Black men. I saw where she posted pictures of her and the actor on Instagram, and the caption said F my type or something like that. So it does look like Summer is just trying to trigger Black men. It looks like she's doing this out of resentment for them, making her a 3-time baby mama, in which she was a willing participant in as well. But that is what it's giving. And I do believe that Black women are allowed to date out for whatever reason they choose. I'm not one of those Black women who say that every single Black woman that dates a non-Black man has to have always preferred them. I mean, we can't encourage Black women to expand their options and then tell them, oh, well, it only counts if you never dated or wanted a Black man. You either want Black women to expand their options or you don't. And I'm also not one of those women who tells Black women, oh, you're only dating out because you couldn't get Black men to act right, or you couldn't get a Black man, or because Black men don't want you. When one, that's usually not even true. And two, Black men are all over the internet talking about how they're going to date non-Black women because Black women don't act right. And most people aren't telling them that they couldn't get a Black woman or they didn't qualify for a Black woman. They're actually justifying the reasons that they give. So, I 100% support Black women changing their minds and dating out for any reason at any time. Black women are allowed to change their minds for whatever reason. But ladies, really stand on business. Really change your mind. Expand your options because you're genuinely interested in non-Black men, and don't do it in a performative way to get attention from Black men or from anyone for that matter. And y'all know I think interracial dating optics for Black women are a good thing because we're the only group who doesn't have a variety of desirability promotion, and everyone else enjoys their desirability promotion with other races of people. So Black women can enjoy ours too. But I'd rather it be genuine. And if it's not genuine, it should be in an actual promotional setting. That's why I said on my community tab that I think what Summer Walker was trying to do would have landed better if she had the sugar daddy in a music video. And maybe she will in the future. I don't know. But I do like that Summer seems to be changing her mindset when it comes to men. I'll never be mad at that. But all the gimmicks can put a target on the backs of Black women who are genuinely interested in non-Black men.
I was over here just eating chicken and juggling watermelons, and then you saw me. Oh my God, thank you. I knew you were king once I saw you with your hard edge up and you were blasting Biggie. Thank you, white man. I am beautiful no matter what they say. My white man sees me now. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White Man.
Black men. And there was one woman on my community. Black men. And there was one woman on my community tab saying that she didn't see the issue because other races of women use men for money all the time. And, you know, I get that side of the argument too. There will be Black women in financial arrangements with non-Black men like everyone else. That just comes with the territory of interracial dating. Just like the white male savior complex having Black women like many of the Nicolandrians, that comes with the territory too, unfortunately. Black women getting hurt and unalived by non-Black men comes with the territory. The bad is always going to come with the good, and we simply can't control every Black woman and every interracial dating outcome. It's impossible. Black women are imperfect. We're human like everyone else. We're going to make mistakes. So I definitely understand the Black women who say, oh, well, just let Black women do whatever they want to do. I totally get that. But I also know that Black women doing whatever we want to do, it comes with heavier consequences. It comes with more scrutiny. It comes with more brainwashing and manipulation from the Black community. And that is the part I cannot stand, you guys. I cannot stand the fake outrage, the concern trolling, the fear mongering that follows these viral interracial stories involving Black women, because the outrage is so fucking fake. And all the hotep Black women who pretend to be so embarrassed by the Black women who worship white men, y'all are the fakest of them all, because y'all are never this outraged or embarrassed by Black women praising Black men with no reciprocity. There are always several Black women on TikTok talking about how Black men are just as great as non-Black men, just as wonderful as non-Black men, just as great as white men. But you never see that same amount of Black men on TikTok saying the same thing about Black women. And the argument is always that non-Black men as a collective aren't putting Black women on a pedestal. And I agree with that, but neither are Black men. And so if reciprocity was the true concern, then you would also be just as embarrassed by Black women coddling and caping for Black men when they don't reciprocate that energy towards Black women. Black women are more embarrassed by Nicolandria than Black men and their public misogynoir and colorism. And I'm sorry, ladies, but that is ass backwards. I'll say it again. Black women ain't embarrassed by the right shit. Y'all said what Alandria said about Nick is embarrassing and makes dark-skinned women look bad, but y'all don't think those Black women who called her unattractive the whole time she was on Love Island and publicly siding with Huda over her and Shelly is embarrassing to Black women and dark-skinned women as a whole? And it's wild for Black people in particular to call this woman ugly the entire season of the show and then talk about how she has quote-unquote low self-esteem after what she said about Nick. Well, if she has low self-esteem, it's partially because of y'all. It's partially because of Black people. And it's like y'all never make the correlation. And I'm hearing people say, oh, well, dark-skinned women are just defending Alandria because they can identify with her. Well, obviously you identify with her too, because you're saying that what she said about Nick embarrassed you. Why would she embarrass you if you don't identify with Alandria in some way? You can't be embarrassed by someone you don't identify with. And some of the women who say this are the same ones saying that representation doesn't matter and we need to stop caring about media promotion. Well, if representation doesn't matter and you don't care about it, then why do you care about how another Black woman is being portrayed in the media and how it's affecting other Black women? Why are you obsessed with trying to prove that Alandria and Nick's relationship is fake? Because y'all weren't doing that for the fake ass non-Black couples that were on the show. So you're showing that you actually do care about your representation. You do care about the way promotion affects Black women. If you didn't, you wouldn't be so concerned about Nicolandria and fake outraged about what she said in that interview. And another thing I've noticed is how everyone is allowed to benefit from interracial dating except Black women, and especially unambiguous dark-skinned Black women. Black men can benefit from being with a white woman or a woman who's half white and still be supported by the Black community. Mixed women like Nara Smith and Meghan Markle, they can benefit from being mixed and being with a white man and be supported by Black women. But as soon as an unambiguous dark-skinned Black woman benefits from any social privileges that in part come with being with a white man, like getting brand deals and speaking engagements and modeling gigs, suddenly it's a problem. Everyone can benefit from being adjacent to whiteness in some way, but unambiguous dark-skinned women like Alandria can't, not without pushback. And pushback not just from Black women, but everyone else as well, because they want to be the only ones benefiting from multiculturalism. And when a Black
That's not fair! That is not fair!
I was over here just eating chicken and juggling watermelons, and then you saw me. Oh my God, thank you. I knew you were king once I saw you with your hard edge up and you were blasting Biggie. Thank you, white man. I am beautiful no matter what they say. My white man sees me now. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White Man.
Once again, fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. So yes, Yawn Z, why are you covering this? Because she told you what it was. It's not fair. Oh, the treasure trove. Chrissy, you truly are the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, your resentment at brothers. Oh, and you think Summer Walker? So see, I understand y'all feel the interracial promotion, and then it's cringe, and then Summer Walker look like she's just trying to spite black men, and you're not. Uh-oh, Chrissy, you're not trying to spite black men. You're not trying to antagonize black men. Every time there's anything interracial, here come Chrissy, da, 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 with the cape on to try to save the white men that don't need saving. Huh? Chrissy, you're not engaging in this to antagonize black men, to spite black men, even though we know what this really is, what this is going to turn out to be for the vast majority of your subscribers. Even you said, well, what's going to come with this is going to, some people going to be unalived and some people going to go through it. Good to know. As I said before, to all of Chrissy's subscribers, all of the ones that were subscribed to Paris Milan and Cynthia G, you're cannon fodder in their gender war. You are pawns in their gender war. They fully know and appreciate what can be and more likely will be your outcome. Huh? After you leave the white man with no come. Oh, goddamn. Anyway, Chrissy said it. And she walked right past that. Right? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And talking about walking right past that, it might be a couple of people that we know on this next clip and the clip after. Shout yourself out.
No kids, barely a phone call sometimes. Oh. I'm beginning to, broaden my approach a little bit to this man thing. I was talking to a girlfriend the other night and I said, honey, if there's not enough inventory in the boutique, then maybe we should be going department store shopping.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Do you mean that you should just date outside your race? Is that what I'm gathering here? The same talking points as being parroted today?
Is about the person who makes you come alive. Well, that's, I tell you, I say this to my girlfriends all the time. You shop in a boutique and there's not enough inventory. You do find yourself going to the department store where there's a little bit more variety. Now, that's not for everybody, but it certainly is. It puts you in a position where you do consider.
Black women swear that they have been, what they say, the most race loyal.
As a group, black women have been the slowest to dip their toes into the interracial dating pool, one of the most racially loyal when it comes to relationships.
Black women are the most loyal.
Black women are the most loyal to black men. And I'm talking about any other race, any other ethnicity. Black women are loyal to black men.
Black women are very, very race loyal. They really want to be with black men.
Black women have been trying to date or marry out for decades, bro. Man, Loving versus Virginia. They are the reason why we can actually marry other races of people. Half the reason.
Richard Loving, a white man, and Mildred Loving, an African-American and Native American woman, were married in Washington, D.C. after falling in love as teenagers in rural Virginia. On a hot summer night in 1958, law enforcement officers burst into the bedroom of Mildred and Richard Loving and placed them under arrest. The Lovings hadn't gone on a crime spree, but they were public enemies in the eyes of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Mr. and Mrs. Loving were thrown in jail for getting married, an act prohibited in Virginia, all because the Lovings didn't share the same skin color. However, their return to Virginia and cohabitation as husband and wife violated the Commonwealth's anti-miscegenation law known as the Racial Integrity Act. The act forbade interracial marriages, specifically marriages between white people and those who qualified as, quote, colored, unquote. After their arrest, both Mr. and Mrs. Loving pled guilty to violating the anti-miscegenation law. Rather than serving 1 year in prison, the Lovings accepted a suspended sentence and were banished from Virginia for 25 years. The Lovings later filed a motion to vacate the state court judgment, which the trial court denied. The Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals affirmed. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.
They've been trying to do this for decades. This woman is literally saying, hey, yo, go to the other department store, whatever damn analogy she just used. They've been trying, but I keep telling black women, well, Jay Fleming, he said, man, you can't affirmative action your way on the dating market. White men have to agree. And I'm saying white men in particular because that seems to be black women's target. So you just can't say, I'm going to just start dating outside my race or marrying outside my race You have to ask white men if they agree with this. They are the ones that have to take your hand in marriage. So if you're the only one saying we're gonna just date out, that does nothing if the targets aren't the ones that's accepting you. And
did you hear that, Chrissy?
Throughout these decades, white men have showed you their ass. They will date y'all, but they rarely marry y'all, to the tune of now, what is it? 0.5% of all married white men are married to a black woman. 0.5%. That's not your decision, black women. That's white men's decision. That's why I keep telling the swirlers, the divestors, why are you in these black male spaces? You need to be on the white men's platform, seeing what they want in women, and see if you can replace white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, because that's who they tend to marry the most, right? So you have to be better than white women. White men prefer white women. Shocker, right? Who knew? So why are you over here fighting black men, trying to tell us how better white men are, but the white men are sitting there watching your live streams and they're not even accepting you with your hand in marriage? That's not black men's fault. Black men will be fine. Don't worry about us. You don't have to tell us that you're trying to date out. Okay? Go tell white men. Go to their platforms and see if they even accept you. Okay? I never understood that. You would come here and fight black men, but it's like, why? Shouldn't you be learning more about white men?
Get the fuck out, lady. Fuck out.
Shout out to Chrissy, right? Shout out to Media Man. Madam, we get it. Mr. Z cover this just to have this and put this in the archive so that our children in the future will understand why what is, right? Nobody else has the time, the patience, or the inclination, but Mr. Z does, much to my subscribers' chagrin. Continuing.
There it is. Look. So again, if I'm telling you that back in the 90s, 47 to 48% of black men were married, and then even still, back in the day, there were more black men married to non-black women. Where are all the good black men? They get married. It seemed like it.
And it's really funny because my daughter is at the age now. She's 15. She's starting to see boys and everything. She doesn't mind the interracial thing. And I'm the
I think we know those two people. I think we know them.
Trying to push this narrative,
I think we know this woman. I think we know her.
You got to ask other races of men.
But I don't impose that on her. This is my preference. This is my belief. What do you say?
I'm 25 years old and I've dated outside of the race, and I think there's even a problem there. I don't think too many men other than black men. I think men other than black men are intimidated by black women as well. So I think in general, as a problem, would black women have a problem dating?
Would black women have a problem dating?
So we're gonna pause right there for a second. Shout yourself out. I don't want to call her out just in case you're there. Okay, so she's good with it. So that was Toya's mom, y'all, and that was a young 15-year-old Toya when the camera panned into the crowd. I'm gonna play it again. Y'all are gonna see in a minute. So, let's be clear. That lady said it. She said, we having issues with these non-black men too. Yeah, that was somewhat 30. No, that wasn't 30 years ago. Yeah, approaching, right? That was 28-ish, 27-ish years ago, something like that. Huh? Yeah, about that. Huh? An attractive black woman is an attractive black woman. Well, say that better, Z. An attractive black woman is an attractive woman. The white Latino dudes want to pipe too. Yeah, and about the relationship though. Uh-oh. Huh? What about that relationship though, Chrissy? See, Chrissy got a little interracial thing going right now with some dude. Some white dude. Her subscribers though, we cover this because regardless of the environment, regardless of what's going on outside, you have these weirdos online that have decided that this is the mountain, this is the hilltop that they're willing to die on. Huh? Yikes. Huh? Appreciate that these folks will try to shame us in the future, right? We already have the lady on Ricky Smiley.
That I dated. Hi, this is Dr. Rihanna. I'm calling from South Florida, and I'm really exhausted with the number of brothers who always lay their issues on black women rather than doing the work. Black men need to step up and be more masculine, and then it would allow black women to be more feminine rather than doing the work and figuring out how to make things better. We always running away. Our men are always running to other women and blaming our black women. It's sickening. No, I don't believe black men need to continue to run away from their tribe. Black men do not need to continue to abandon black women. Absolutely not. I think they need to put in the work to become more masculine, and that would allow black women to be more feminine, and we can have a more harmonious community. So I'm very offended by it. No, they need to work.
Well, where you at, ma'am?
The whole time she was talking, all I saw was this face, a face like that. While she was talking, I just seen her like she was looking at the phone like this the whole time. Huh? We got to elevate our masculinity for women like her, y'all. She practically growling in the goddamn phone. Huh? That lady was practically growling in the phone, telling you need to elevate your masculinity, black men. Huh? You need to elevate your masculinity with her probably looking at the phone like this. Huh? She walk out the door like this. Shout out to Gabrielle Union. Huh? Yikes. Huh? Continuing.
There it is. Look. So again, if I'm telling you that back in the 90s, 47 to 48% of black men were married, and then even still, back in the day, there were more black men married to non-black women. Where are all the good black men? They get married. It seemed like it.
Wait, I gotta read this. And Starman says, this 304 is sounding like DMX, the song intro. Not. Oh, was it Flesh About? Which album was it where it was like, I'm just gonna use profanity. It's late night. My niggas. Which one was that? Which album was that? Where the intro song was My Niggas? Which one was Starman? It's playing in my mind right now. I'm gonna have to listen to it after the stream. That's hysterical. Starman says she sounds like DMX. Rest in peace, DMX. Hysterical. We gotta play it again, y'all. We're gonna get to Medium Man in a minute. Shout out to Starman. We had to deviate. Damn, Starman.
That I dated. Hi, this is Dr. Rihanna. I'm calling from South Florida, and I'm really exhausted with the number of brothers who always lay their issues on black women rather than doing the work. Black men need to step up and be more masculine, and then it would allow black women to be more feminine rather than doing the work and figuring out how to make things better. We always running away. Our men are always running to other women and blaming our black women. It's sickening. No, I don't believe black men need to continue to run away from their tribe. Black men do not need to continue to abandon black women. Absolutely not. I think they need to put in the work to become more masculine, and that would allow black women to be more feminine, and we can have a more harmonious community. So I'm very offended by it. No, they need to work.
Well, where you at, ma'am?
Ricky.
Oh, that's hysterical. Oh. Starman, shout out to Starman. And St. Cyr says, oh, she's a PhD. Yes. Yep, you heard her. Huh? Yeah, the lady is a whole PhD, everyone. She was so angry at the thought. You could hear the sound distorting. The phone was distorting. Huh? No, they better stay here. Huh? Alexa, play the sound clip of Scorpion saying, get over here, please. Huh? Yeah, she a PhD. What that mean? Nothing. No? Is it flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood? Man. Continuing with media, man. Continuing.
There it is. Look. So again, if I'm telling you that back in the 90s, 47 to 48% of black men were married, and then even still, back in the day, there were more black men married to non-black women. Where are all the good black men? They get married. It seemed like it.
And it's really funny because my daughter is at the age now. She's 15. She's starting to see boys and everything. She doesn't mind the interracial thing. And I'm the total opposite of that.
You see, and they've been trying to push this narrative, man. But you got to ask other races of men.
But I don't impose that on her. This is my preference. This is my belief. What do you say?
I'm 25 years old and I've dated outside of the race, and I think there's even a problem there. I don't think too many men other than black men. I think men other than black men are intimidated by black women as well. So I think in general, as a problem, would black women have a problem dating?
Would black women have a problem dating?
There's the answer. That should have been the title of the show. Why are black women having a problem on the dating market? She just told the truth. They should have stopped right there. They're going to just gloss over her comment. There it is. Black women are having a problem on the dating market. Stop trying to blame everybody else. The same thing is happening today.
Did you hear that, Christy?
So, what do we do about that?
That's why we're here. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. I want you to meet 37.
No, you see how they just glossed over that? That's what we're trying to figure out. But the title of the show is Where Are All the Good Black Men? You should have been having a conversation about that. And they just glossed over. That's what we're trying to figure out. No,
7-year-old Jeanette Bond. She's a vice president of fundraising at United Way. Jeanette is, well, what you might call a department store shopper. She dates men outside her race, but she also complains that even though whoever she's dating, it's still hard to find a commitment. Is that right? That's quite true. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like everybody else's fault. This woman dating all types of men and still can't find love.
Very much so. So at what point did you say, okay, enough already. I got to go out and expand my horizons a bit. What made you decide to do that?
Well, basically, my mindset is a nice man would be nice in my life. There's a void right now, quite frankly. My preference is definitely the brothers. But,
see, and she gonna come back. She gonna do the reach back, try and get y'all. Trying to get ya.
But if a nice man happens to appreciate me that isn't black, I'm not gonna discourage.
Let me ask just a general question here. Are there some people who are saying, I don't get it? Because we have an interracial group here. Is there any questions that you may have that you just don't get it, what we're talking about here?
Hey, watch this. Mr. White Man, Mr. White Man.
I think it's not the color, the race issue. I just think that the intimidation factor that he's talking about and that you're talking about is money. And it's always an issue. If your mate makes more, I would be intimidated if my wife made more than me.
What?
But
is that that's not my
I'm not saying that I have a reason why. I'm just saying that it's an issue.
Look. They just, now look. This whole show, Rolanda is she's been trying to push a PSA to black women to expand your options. And this how you gonna treat this good white man? Y'all gonna cook this good white man?
The average white man of America.
Set yourselves up for success. He gonna go back to the white community and be like, you see how they talk to me?
But I'm also saying that I don't think that white men really want to date black women as much as black women want to date white men either.
I don't think that white men really want to date black women as much as black women want to date white men either.
There it is. That's the problem. He just told the truth. He said, I don't think white men want to date black women as much as black women want to date white men. There it is. That's the problem that black women are having. You saying you tired of black men, you're going to just up and marry white men. No, they have to. Oh my God.
And I love my white wife.
Your white wife.
I love my white wife and he's married. He said, I love my white wife and she's skedaddled out of there. Look at it. She getting out of there. Oh, you weren't supposed to say that, white man. You're supposed to be saying you love black women and you would want to marry black women. That white man told the truth. That's what the problem is right now. That's why you see a lot of black women celebrating these crazy ass, relationships. Man, this is 2 times that they just answered questions, but they just speed right past them. Oh yeah, but what about black men? What black men doing wrong? First the girl saying, hey, black women as a whole having an issue with dating. What are we going to do about that? They went past that. He just told y'all the truth about the interracial dating thing. The answer's been right there, and nobody's. It's crazy.
Black women do not be having the options that they say they got. And before you jump in my comments, no, I don't have a man. No, I don't have options. Okay, so I beat you to it. There you go. I already beat you to it. So if that's all you care about, you can go and scroll past this video. Anyway, Black women do not be having the options that they say they got, because my whole thing is, if you say you have an option, that means you like that option. That means you are considering that option. So women be talking about, we got options. Oh, a man is the easiest thing to get. But the man y'all be talking about, you don't even want the man. Y'all don't.
Yeah.
I'm over here just eating chicken and juggling watermelons, and then you saw me. Oh my God, thank you. I knew you were king once I saw you with your hard edge up and you were blasting Biggie. Thank you, white man. I am beautiful no matter what they say. My white man sees me now. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White Man.
So many of us have, I've played this clip a zillion times. Shout out to attorney Dennis Sperling. I'm going to play it again. And we're going to play something afterward. We're going to get to the commentary. I know this is the front end of this stream is real clip and video heavy. We're going to get to the commentary in a minute. So if I've played this multiple times, we're going to watch another video that kind of references this.
If you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. What we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
When the white boyfriend effect hits your black girlfriend.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. Mm-hmm. No, but black men don't like natural hair. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, we know. We know. Huh? Gil Gabby says shamefully shameless. Huh? Yeah, we know, ladies. We know. Huh? The white boyfriend effect. Where's the clip of Eve saying he was wild enough to tame me? Woof. Woof. Y'all can't even say she ain't say it too, but she did. Huh? Yikes. So we're playing all of this together to emphasize as that marriage rate, and the only reason why Mr. Z keeps on harping about marriage concerning black women in particular is because of stability. As that marriage rate increases for black men, because the interracial marriage rate increases for black men, and that marriage rate for black women decreases because, well, black men are no longer in the picture, you will continue to have, quote unquote, think pieces and news segments and articles and blogs and vlogs questioning why black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. You'll continue to have that. Be mindful, especially to you brothers under the age of 30 who might be single for a while, right? Exercise your options, enjoy your life. You're going to get hella pressure to save these women with no reciprocity. With none. You know, the Chrissies of the world appreciate it's looking real dark out there. If the white dude ain't getting no real inheritance money, he ain't gonna be able to save anyone, including white women. huh? Including white women, let alone a black woman. I suspect you're going to have the women split in two. You're going to have the comb munching ladies, right? Some of them doing their Golden Girls thing. So
Black men. And there was one woman on my community tab saying that she didn't see the issue because other races of women use men for money all the time. And I get that side of the argument too. There will be black women in financial arrangements with non-black men like everyone else. That just comes with the territory of interracial dating. Just like the white male savior complex having black women like many of the Nicolandrians, that comes with the territory too, unfortunately. Black women getting hurt and unalived by non-black men comes with the territory. The bad is always going to come with the good, and we simply can't control every black woman and every interracial dating outcome. It's impossible. Black women are imperfect. We're human like everyone else. We're going to make mistakes. So I definitely understand the black women who say, oh, well, just let black women do whatever they want to do. I totally get that. But I also know that black women doing whatever we want to do, it comes with heavier consequences. It comes with more scrutiny. It comes with more brainwashing and manipulation from the black community. And that is the part I cannot stand, you guys. I cannot stand the fake outrage, the concern trolling, the fear mongering that follows these viral interracial.
you can't take the concern trolling. Huh. Maybe it's your worldview. Maybe you don't actually think black people are concerned, black men are concerned when black men are concerned. Because you have a messed up worldview. Have you ever considered that? You know, covering these stories, listening to these weirdo swirler divestors for years and years and years and years and years, you see something's amiss, something's not right, like something's not ticking, right? And you listen to the Chrissy's talk, and you appreciate, she has 230,000 subscribers, and appreciate the environment, right? The time we're in right now. And you have someone like Chrissy, who, whether it's Love Island, whether it's The Bachelorette, whether it's whichever one of these shows, whichever one of these celebrities or talking heads or quote unquote influencers, and they're in any type of interracial thing, Chrissy, it was never up to Black women. The reason why I played the clips from Medium Man is you had a Black woman and a white man almost 30 years ago telling you, actually, it's not up to Black women. The white man told you, I don't know if white men like Black women as much as Black women like white men. You had the Black women tell you, yeah, I mean, it looks like these white dudes are intimidated. Translation, they're not really interested. Huh? Once again, an attractive Black woman is an attractive woman. The Latino dudes, the white dudes go want a pipe. A sexy Black woman is a sexy woman. They gonna want a pipe too. Chrissy, you've been out here swirling for a long time, Chrissy. You can say what you want about how I go in and out of whether I want to be married. Christy, I done heard you say it for years now. Yawn. What exactly would you say you do here? What exactly are you doing for your subscribers? Huh?
What would you say you do here?
Okay. Rage bait content, right? Black men ain't ish, swirler divester, aspirational swirler divester content. Ooh. Huh? Even in this late date? Huh? Mr. Z covers these things to remind us that these folks don't care. As Mr. Z said, shout out to Paris Milan. She said it. Y'all hate Black men more than you love Black women. Chrissy, you yourself listed off the potential outcomes for these weirdo swirler divester situations. Are you sure you care about Black women? Huh? Are you sure? Or is this just your little pet project for get back and spite towards Black men? Huh? Could it be that? And we'll pause right here. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And talking about super chats, Eric Deadman says, the soliloquy of a scorned swirler. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of it again. I'm not gonna torture y'all with playing it over and over and over again tonight, but we're gonna play it maybe one or two more again. And it's important because I know I have every once in a while I have a handful of women, Black women, who listen in. I was surprised to get that email a few months ago from a Black woman. It's not just Toya, it's not just Kareen that listens in every once in a while. I know Kareen listens in. So yeah, I check my demographics and yeah, now it's super low, right? But yeah, no, we have every once in a while we have a Black woman send in an email or something. So we do have a handful snooping in, and I just want to emphasize this: it's Black men's program, or you in the wilderness. Y'all can listen to Chrissy to feel some type of what? Feel to some type of spite, or you have someone who's articulating your feelings just right, right? Someone who's sticking it to black men. Pause. You can have that and have nothing. You can have that and have nothing, nothing other than that, because we know what it really is.
Don't you do it! Don't you! I got nowhere else to go! I got nowhere else to go!
We know, we know, we know. And Chrissy, you essentially said that when you mentioned what the young lady was saying. You essentially said that.
Black men. And there was one woman Black men. And there was one woman on my community tab saying that she didn't see the issue because other races of women use men for money all the time. And, you know, I get that side of the argument too. There will be Black women in financial arrangements with non-Black men like everyone else. That just comes with the territory of interracial dating. Just like the white male savior complex having Black women like many of the Nicolandrians, that comes with...
There will be. Shout out to Chrissy. Huh? These non-black women get to use men for their money. Why can't we?
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
We know. We know. The ladies say a lot, y'all. They say a lot. Huh? These women say a lot. Chrissy lets you know what it is. Mr. Z is saying to y'all to be careful. Accountable commentary already told y'all no reach back. BGS already told y'all, hey, some of them will be willing to trip you up. Huh? They will trip you up. They're going to gather on Real Talk with Yanni page and talk crap. They're going to gather on Chrissy's page and talk crap. Appreciate that this is what women do, particularly black women. This is how they bond. Y'all saw those clips when that was a year ago, where the women played clips with all, quote unquote, all our men are acting right, and they all at restaurants just chewing real loud and they're being quiet, but they're chewing real loud. Ain't nobody talking. Yeah, because they don't got nothing to talk about if you're not talking about men. Yeah. If you're not talking about how horrible your boyfriend is, your husband is, you don't have anything to talk about. So these ladies are going to continue to go on these pages, and they're going to be starving. They're going to be like looking. We know most black women don't got it financially. We know. So they'll be in Chrissy's comments struggling. No. Eric Denman says the soliloquy of a scorned swirler. Homegirl been swirling pretty much her entire adult life, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much her entire adult life. She act like she was on some pro-black stuff, and then the brother Obsidian was chasing all over the internet trying to dox her, and that's when she gave black men the middle finger. Chrissy, no, you was already not rocking with black men like that. Huh? You're the anti-black one. You're talking about Massage Noir, madam, you're the anti-black one. Oh, I forgot. Black women can't be anti-black. That's a black man thing. I forgot. All the negative proclivities in the black community are reserved for black men. Black women don't do that. And if they do, it's because a black man or black man or black men caused them to get there. They're completely innocent and infallible in relationship to black men. If you ever meet a black woman that's on some messed up stuff, it's definitely because of a black man. There's a black man somewhere in there that caused that. Huh? Yikes. And Travis says, destroying the credibility of all of their isms. You know, the internet will expose us all. Let them talk. These are some of my phrases, right? And you let folks talk, because if they talk long enough, the truth is going to start spilling out. Chrissy's been a content creator for approaching a decade, if not, no, yeah, something like that, right? Getting real close, right? A number of these folks been content creators for a decade plus, and we let them talk, and we let them talk a lot. And well, you got to see how these people's messages changed. Mr. Z was gonna say evolve, but devolve. Ooh, goddamn. And in moments of anger and rage, you got to hear them say some really spiteful stuff, condemning, oftentimes condemning their own subscribers to a lifetime of loneliness, solitude, singleness, horniness.
This is what I tell average looking and below average looking women. If you can't date up, be alone. Life is easier that way. And I know that's controversial. I don't care. I don't care.
She says that life is easier that way. If you can't date up, be alone. Life is easier that way. Right? And here we have an article that says Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. Huh? This is from Eight at the Table, right? But they got this from Lending Tree. The average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year when in relationship. I don't know if that's quote unquote dating up enough for Chrissy. If that's hypergamous enough for Chrissy. No, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss this. Chief Rock. I'm waiting on that one. Big ol' hundo. I didn't miss it. Right? Yep. Pooping on black men for 10 plus years. Shout out to Terrell Bentley. And if y'all appreciate, the brother Sarge bought her in. Huh? It sounded good in the beginning. Huh? Oh, it sounded good in the beginning. Yeah. And then she went left and never turned back. Huh? And now she's waging a jihad. Shout out to Terrell Bentley. A shihad. And she really imagine speaking about black men as if there's a one-to-one with white men. Y'all don't do that when black men do that. This fake outrage about these interracial relationships. What about y'all say it's cringe? What about the black women who promote black men? Wait, what type of weird crap are you on right now? It's not embarrassing, y'all promoting black men. Where on the planet do you think other people be like, ew, look at those black women, ew, look how they're promoting black men, ew. Why would they be doing that? Black men don't promote them the same way. What alternate universe are you in? What, the Asian women are looking at black women like, ew, ew, ooh, why are you promoting them like that? Ew. Huh? What, white women are like, ew, why are you promoting them like that? Ew, ooh, ew. That's so cringy. Ew, you're not embarrassed? Ew. You think that's what's going on? Or you're telling yourself that? Let me guess, Chrissy. You're being stopped in the middle of the street like, why do black women promote black men like that? Ew. Why would you do that? They don't do that to you. Why would you do that? What type of weirdness? Huh? And excuse my background if y'all can hear that. Maybe, maybe not. Huh? No, that interracial marriage rate says that Latina and white women And even some Asian women, believe it or not, even some South Asian women. Oh boy. They said, I'll do it. Huh? They're saying, I'll do it. Huh? And yeah, it's not the same. And yeah, it's not fair. I'm going to say this, Chrissy, something you already know, and you can't stand it. I've listened to Sarge kind of walk around it. I can see Chrissy can't stand it. She won't ever go right to it. Chrislyn and Karazin can't stand it. Huh? Black men did not decide to make themselves the beautiful ones in the black community concerning non-black people. Let me say that in a different way. Black men did not put themselves in the position to be the beautiful ones. You got to address non-black people about that one. Huh? You got to address non-black people. Say it better, Z. Ooh, goddamn, Z, you about to have to say it. Ooh, you about to burst some bubbles. You're going to have to address white men about that. You notice Mr. Z ain't saying nothing about no white women, right? Ooh, goddamn. Black men did not make themselves the beautiful ones. We did not tell Donald Sterling to go into that Clippers locker and be drooling over the dudes. God damn, Z. I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Huh? Yikes. Mr. Z's only telling you what you already know. That's not something that black men ask for or beg for. Yes, traditionally that is upside down from what we know and appreciate about the way manhood works and womanhood works. We get that. To be fair, Chrissy, we both know that's your real complaint. Huh? Both black men and black women are fetishized. People do want to engage in bedroom fun with us because of the negative stereotype that turns out to be what, a weird positive stereotype for black men about our sexual prowess and member size. And for black women, it's about the sexual prowess, but you know, those guys don't tend to stay as much as the women tend to stay with black men. Huh? And isn't that your real issue? Huh? We know it's not fair, Chrissy. We know.
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
We know, Chrissy. We know. We know.
Men in Germany are treated way differently than black women in Germany. Black men are appreciated in Germany. Black men are put in a cultural sense, in a societal sense, you are seen as interesting, whereas black women are seen as lesser.
An experience,
a novelty in which you can approach voyeuristically, and it's dehumanizing. I was a member at Soho House, and I remember seeing a black man sitting there, and there was all these white women around him glorifying him, gawking at the fact that he was existing. And I think black men need to acknowledge that their lived experience in Germany is disproportional to that of a black woman in Germany.
Yeah, we know, right? And KMS says white supremacy cannot make room for mixed children and exist. This is so logical. Of course, a swirler would miss it. I don't think Chrissy miss it. I don't think Chrissy look. The lady might be off her rocker, but she ain't dumb or slow. I don't think Chrissy missed any of it. I think what you're dealing with is a person, and because she represents many of her subscribers, people that said, this is what I'm on and this is what I'm going to stay on. It don't matter what the facts say. Huh? Chrissy fully appreciates and no mixed children. White folks are not claiming no goddamn mixed children. Those individual grandparents might claim them as being mixed or black. I got black grandbabies. I got mixed grandbabies. Ain't nobody calling your mixed children white. Huh? Chrissy knows this. She appreciates this. But it matters not if dark-skinned black mama is enjoying the finer things in life. Huh? Whatever slurs the white kids calling the mixed kids, whatever they call them in school, shrugs. Huh? Right? Chrissy is not, she's not uninformed. She know. That's besides the point. Does mama get to walk around here in some expensive shoes, expensive handbag, nice luxury car? Then, well, no. Does this increases dark-skinned black women's desirability because I'm with a well-off white man? Does the world care? Look, Naomi Campbell been with all of these goddamn Eastern European rich white dudes, goddamn Z. Huh? Whole dark-skinned supermodel. Chrissy, you ain't moving the needle 1 inch. If Naomi Campbell couldn't do it, you definitely ain't gonna be able to do it. Huh? Naomi Campbell, of all people. Name the Eastern European billionaire, millionaire she ain't been with. Oops. Which one of your subscribers look better than she did at her height? I'll wait. Huh? Yeah, Naomi Campbell ain't moving. Wait a minute. How many supremely dark-skinned, super bad, oh wait, super bad according to white European men? How many slim, dark-skinned, African supermodel women we have? And even with all of them, they ain't moving the needle. Chrissy, you gonna move the needle? Huh? Corrective promotion. We got dark-skinned supermodels out here. Like from the motherland, from Africa, like dark-skinned supermodels. Huh? Oh wait, they don't count? What, because they too slim? Oh, they too exotic looking. Oh, okay. I got the message. I got it. They gotta be a very specific dark-skinned phenotype. They can't be too slim. They can't have a button nose. Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. Because they dark-skinned, but they still exotic. All right, I got you. All right. Well, you can't win. Huh? So yeah, Cam, man, she knows what it is. She knows. She don't care. It's about the message. Right? But thank you for the super chat. God damn. And Dale said, Naomi Campbell has had all the white men. And she's still out here with the test tube babies, right? Ooh, god damn, Z. Ouch. Ooh, the dark-skinned supermodel sister was still out here after she was done throwing goddamn TV remotes at dudes and her help. She out here with the test tube babies, if I'm not mistaken. Can somebody correct Z if I'm wrong? Huh? Yikes. Somebody correct Z if I'm wrong. And Chief Rucker says, you see how Meghan Markle was treated, and she damn near white. If there's a white passing, and they were still talking about her like she was crazy. Huh? Yikes. And I did not forget about you, Chief Rock. I did not forget about you. We don't get to that super chat. And KMS says, cantankerous Keisha theory hysterical. 2% of black women's plight are ideological, 8% is financial, and 90% is the type of man I want, don't want me, or won't act right. Yeah. I agree with this. I agree, especially with that 90%. Especially with that 90%. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. And that's why I played this clip. She's saying it here.
Black women do not be having the options that they say they got. And before you jump in my comments, no, I don't have a man. No, I don't have options. Okay, so I beat you to it. There you go. I already beat you to it. So if that's all you care about, you can go and scroll past this video. Anyway, black women do not be having the options that they say they got, because my whole thing is, if you say you have an option, that means you like that option. That means you are considering that option. So women be talking about, we got options. Oh, a man is the easiest thing to get. But the man y'all be talking about, you don't even want the man. Y'all don't even want to take this man serious. These men you're not attracted to these men. You don't want them. You really just wasting their time because you're not even taking them serious. You're not considering being with them for real. You're not considering being in a relationship with them or nothing. You don't like them. So how would you consider somebody an option that you don't want? Like, just think about this. If I have 2 t-shirts, they're both options. I like both these t-shirts. I like both of them. They're options. But I only can choose one. That's an option. I like both of them, so they're both options. But I can only choose one, okay? That's what an option is. Y'all be in this delusional mindset that you got options, but the options that y'all claim y'all got, you don't even want them. So why would you claim them as an option? Do y'all be knowing what y'all be saying when y'all be saying this stuff? Like, y'all be thinking y'all sound so smart. Y'all think y'all 8 when y'all be saying this stuff like, oh, I got options. Oh, a man is the easiest thing to get. Ma'am, you sound crazy and delusional. If the man that you claim is an option, if you don't want him, he's not an option. That don't make sense to y'all? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know what it is, but y'all don't be making no sense to me. Get it together.
Don't you do it! Don't you! I got nowhere else to go! I got nowhere else to go!
No, ma'am, maybe you sound crazy and delusional on other days. Maybe in other situations, maybe there's a black man around you that'll be like, hey, bro, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't know the half. But at this moment, on this day, no, ma'am, you made perfect sense. Madam, you made perfect sense. At that moment, on that day, oh no, you made perfect sense. And yes, they are delusional. Huh? No, madam, you made perfect sense. And your example of options made perfect sense. And maybe that's the problem. Huh? You ain't fit too well into the sisterhood that moment. On that day, we don't know you in real life. So we don't know if you got out that car and then went back to not making any goddamn sense. But that moment on that day, no, you made sense. No. So yeah, KMS, no, I agree with this. I agree with this 100%. 90% of the issue for them, they don't want to get on a black man's program. But it's because what they feel is presented to them is that it's not fair that the men I want, the men I find attractive, the men I find appealing, they're not looking at me like that. No? And that's enraging for many of them, for most of them, if not all of them.
Fair. That's not fair! That is not fair!
Huh? And that's exactly what this lady was saying.
Men in Germany are treated way differently than black women in Germany. Black men are appreciated in Germany. Black men are put in a cultural sense, in a societal sense, you are seen as interesting, whereas black women are seen as lesser.
An experience,
a novelty in which you can approach voyeuristically, and it's dehumanizing. I was a member at Soho House, and I remember seeing a black man sitting there, and there was all these white women around him glorifying him, gawking at the fact that he was existing. And I think black men need to acknowledge that their lived experience in Germany is disproportional to that of a black woman in Germany.
Fair. That's not fair! That is not fair!
And that's all she was saying. Huh? That's all she was saying. No, yeah, I can't mess that. It's not fair. 90% of the men I want, they don't find me attractive. It's not fair. Grow the hell up. I understand we live in this market-based ass society in America, and you can go into the supermarket and there's like a zillion different types of cereal. Huh? You can go into the alcohol aisle. There's a zillion different type of wine coolers and beers and whatnot, and all the cheap ass box wine. I get it, but that's not how it works with people. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people around, but you don't just get to walk up to a person and, oh, I think I want this one. I'm gonna pick this one up off the shelf, and it's not fair if it rather me not. Huh? I get it, ladies. I get it. Huh? See, when we were growing up, maybe we over-indexed on telling the men, better yet, the boys, hey, you know you just don't get to just eeny, meeny, miny, mo that one with girls and women, right? We just gonna make sure you know that. We're gonna keep on hitting you upside the head with that for the rest of your life. Maybe we should have spent some time telling the girls that too. Because when we become adults, then they throw a goddamn temper tantrum. They don't get to eeny, meeny, miny, mo that one. Huh? Bunch of grown-ass 20-some-odd-year-old, 30-some-odd-year-old, 40-some-odd-year-old, 50-some-odd-year-old, goddamn 60-some-odd-year-old temper tantrum throwing petulant children in women's bodies. Huh? And Chief Rocker, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Chief Rocker says, listen to Rev Al on Keeping It Real. This past Monday or Tuesday, two dudes called up and referenced Kevin Samuels and Black Minister talking points. They explained the BC change, Black community change due to the state of Black women. They indicated Black women set themselves apart from Black men and have made it about themselves. Chief Rocker, if you can, send me that link. If you have a link, send it. Send it to my email. You can put it in the chat right now. Actually, I'll click it and I'll listen to it when I get a chance. You might get a stream about that too, right? You might get a stream about that. So yeah, good. Please and thank you. Send that to me, please and thank you. Right? Yeah, no, that was the whole point. We appreciate that the lie is halfway around the world while the truth is still trying to get its shoes on. But when the truth actually gets its shoes on, it's a done deal. You know, this is much of the reason why the ladies were saying take their mics. There's a pun in there, and it's not positive either. Ooh, god damn. Say that again, Z. There's a pun in there, and that is not even positive. Oops. There is a reason why the ladies were saying take their mics. The men were never actually supposed to be able to speak and say, wait. What are these lies you're spreading about me? What are these falsehoods? What are these factually inaccurate statements you're making? Huh? Particularly black men. Black men were never supposed to be able to respond. Never supposed to be able to prove all of this crap incorrect, wrong. That wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to use your listening ears and just play guard dog.
Black women were supposed to be the leaders, and black men are just supposed to protect with their muscles and use their listening ears and carry out instructions.
She said what she meant. Huh? She said what she meant. That was supposed to be black men's role. Huh? So it's a good thing these brothers are calling. But I want to be very clear. The black manosphere is not handing out pamphlets. We're not canvassing. We're not knocking on doors. Huh? The black community is not engaging in any of that. Right? Outside of Mr. Z saying like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Mr. Z is not pressing y'all to really share this content. No. Appreciate. Men, young men, even if there's underage, they come seeking us because the rest of society is just trying to get them to protect, provide, and shut up. Huh?
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
Particularly the black community. The young men come over here seeking answers. They'll watch FD Signifier. Appreciate this. FD Signifier got numbers. He's doing numbers. They'll listen to Foreign. They'll listen to Consciously. They'll like his stuff on Instagram. Huh? They'll listen to Little Bill. They'll listen to Waving the Red Flag. And they'll click off of YouTube, grab their coat, run down the flight of stairs, and go meet that Latina at the bar down the street. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? They will watch FD Signifier, click off of YouTube, jump on the train, get off a few stops later, and meet that white girl for a coffee date. Ooh, goddamn. Not a coffee date, Z. Huh? They'll take their earbuds out, press pause on YouTube, and walk into the bar to meet that Asian girl for the date. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? So the brothers will listen to these folks. Some of their stuff is very entertaining. You get, I think FD did the best breakdown of the Drake Kendrick beef. The best. I'll give him credit on that every day, all day. And brothers will watch FD. They'll listen to his takes. They'll even listen to him jab at men just like them. And they will click off of YouTube and go make love to their Latina girlfriend. Huh? Dr. Jared Ball could talk all that crap he want. When it was him, right? And Diallo. And they could say whatever they want to say. Dr. Jared Ball got a Latina wife, though. Huh? Just saying. Diallo Kenyatta's wife is black. Huh? Appreciate. These folks are popping this crap. They're subscribers and followers. Listen to them. They'll like the video. And they will still pause the video midway to go back into the bar and chill with their white girlfriend and their friends. Black men are saying something. And all black women have for what black men are saying is elevate your masculinity, elevate your manhood. Translation: go delete them folks over there and build us Wakanda. Huh? No, you don't get to, because they see Passport Bros and SYSBM as cheating. You're supposed to stay here and slave for them. No gratitude, no anything. Just stay here and slave for them. Once again, protect, provide, and shut up. Right? And that's your lot in
I
life.
miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
And that's what you're supposed to be doing. And if you don't do that, then they start growling like they goddamn DMX.
Hi, this is Dr. Rihanna. I'm calling from South Florida, and I'm really exhausted with the number of brothers who always lay their issues on black women rather than doing the work. Black men need to step up and be more masculine, and then it would allow black women to be more feminine. Rather than doing the work and figuring out how to make things better, we're always running away. Our men are always running to other women and blaming our black women. It's sickening. No, I don't believe black men need to continue to run away from their tribe. Black men do not need to continue to abandon black women. Absolutely not. I think they need to put in the work to become more masculine, and that would allow black women to be more feminine, and we can have a more harmonious community. So I'm very offended by it. No, they need to work.
Where you at, man?
Listen to her. They need to work. And of course you're offended by it because you can't do nothing to us. Ooh, goddamn. You can't stop that from hemorrhaging. You and other black women like you can't stop these black men, particularly the young black men, from exploring their options. That sounds nice, Chrissy, but black men are actually doing it. Huh? So yeah, you got the lady throwing a goddamn fit. Because our nephews and our sons and our younger cousins that's in their mid-20s, they don't listen to the black manosphere. They're just moving accordingly. Shout out to KMS. Too much pain in the system. It's too much of a hassle dealing with the vast majority of black women. And so these young men are not going to talk. Mr. Z talking. These Gen Z young men, most of them are not going to talk. Go ahead and say it, Z. They're just going to pop up at the family function with the Latina or the white woman, or even maybe possibly the Asian woman. Huh? Kevin Samuel said cheese pizza. Mr. Z go say pepperoni. The men said they want pepperoni pizza. You're not going to change their appetite. Black men said pepperoni pizza. Young black men said pepperoni pizza. You're not going to change their appetite. You can't shame them. You can't sass them. You can't question their masculinity enough. You can't question their toughness enough. They don't care about none of that you're talking about. If you do not serve pepperoni pizza, if you cannot offer pepperoni pizza, if you do not sell pepperoni pizza, they will go somewhere else. Mr. Z talking, these young men not going to talk. They just going to pop up at the family function with a non-black woman. Huh? That's how that's going to go. And Chief Rocker, once again, thank you for the big old hundo. And thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But Chief Rocker, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Especially for you brothers who are actually out here doing well financially. You're young enough to enjoy. You have a libido, right? And if black women are not going to cooperate, well, if it's a hassle, well, Black women, for the most part, still get first right of refusal. For the most part, black people are still amongst black people. It's black women that is squandering that. That's on them. Black women are squandering that. Huh? And Chief Rocker continues, says, the influence of the black manosphere has definitely hit the mainstream. Salute to all black men content creators and panelists. They are listening for sure. And thank you, brother. Thank you. As they should be. Mr. Z is not going to go out there evangelizing and proselytizing. With that, the young brothers are going to listen because they actually have to experience women, namely black women. Black men experience black women. Black men, black boys experience black women, black girls. From childhood to adulthood. And what these young men are engaging in is they're not talking. They're just moving. It's no more talk. Right? Shout out to Willie D. No more talk. Especially when the black community has let it be known that anything said about black women that is not laudatory will instantly be seen as an insult and be treated as such. The young black men are not talking. They're just popping up with the Latina. And if you encourage him to lie to your face, he will lie to your face. Oh, Neff, what's up with you? You don't like black women? I see you stay pulling up with a white girl. What happened? No, Uncle's not that. I'm just getting where I could fit in. She came up and talked to me. Huh? If the young ladies, young black women are not giving these brothers any cooperation, so be it. They're not going to break themselves for your snarky, mean, rude, condescending daughters. That includes the white and Latina ones. Y'all wanted the market to be open. The market's open. But the market isn't simply just open for you, Chrissy. It's open for black men. And you encourage your subscribers to not get on black men's program. You told Z, what program? Ain't no program to get on, right? All right, watch this. All right, bet. Huh? Chrissy, you make pretty good money. Hopefully your subscribers do too, because they're going to be out here in the wilderness, in the freezing cold. And old man winter got something for their ass. Huh? And Chief Rocco, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Y'all talking real reckless and don't know what the hell. Right? These ladies real reckless. All right, Chrissy. Sound nice. You'll be okay, Chrissy. I don't know about your subscribers though. Huh? I don't know about your subscribers. And KMS says, not enough Henry Cavill's and Idris Elba's black women. Bro, that's I'll do this for black women. I'll do them a solid. They're the loudest about it, and they're definitely disproportionately that's them. But non-black women are on the same type of time. Not in the same numbers, though. Neoliberal capitalism done messed everybody's mind up, particularly the women. Right? Men will hit. Men will smash. Men will hit. Will he marry you though? Why you keep on bringing up marriage, Z, when that marriage rate is going through the crapper for everyone, particularly black people? Stability. No? I said it before. An attractive black woman is an attractive woman. The white guys and the Latinos want to smash too. Is he offering you stability in his life? His resources outside of a bag? Right? So if you say there's not enough Henry Cavill's and Idris Elba's, shout out to the ladies, so be it. Deal with the consequences of the men, because y'all been so goddamn loud on the internet. Deal with the consequences of the men saying, you know what? Yeah, I think I might spend a nice chunk of my life in monk mode. I think I'm in monk mode for the next 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years. Ooh, goddamn. I think I'm gonna chill out on the whole relationship thing. I think I'm gonna try to get it where I can fit in, but if I can't fit in nowhere, there's a pun in there. I'm gonna just chill out. See, our mom's generation and grandma's generation, they knew they was desperate, dude. They knew they could be out here, quote unquote, clean themselves up. By the time they mid-30s, and they're gonna find some dude, maybe even our dads, maybe even our granddads, who's gonna look out for them and those kids. These young men said, yeah, but grandma was, she knew. She was a little gracious, at least a little bit. Y'all got attitudes with it. When I'm supposed to offer you the life raft, and you're gonna be sassing me and not cooking, and no enthusiastic sloppy toppy, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? So yeah, KMS, they can have their dreams and their aspirations for Henry Cavill and Idris Elba all they want. If you can't get it, oh well. Let's see how much of the young men mean it. Those brothers that are still in their 20s. Let's see. Hopefully we'll still be around in a couple decades. We'll see if they really mean it. It look like they really mean it. They're not playing no consolation prize. They're not going to be your, in case of emergency, break glass husband. You better make enough. It don't look like Social Security going to be offering us what it offered our grandparents. You better make enough, ladies. Huh? All that strong and independent. We'll see. Huh? And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Chief Rocka says also, I found it. Go to National Action Network here on YouTube. It's the first day ago. It's 1 day ago. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna do that right now. Just for you. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I got you. I got it. I got it. I got it. All right, Chief Rocker, I got it. I'm gonna check it out. Do you know around what time? Because that's like a 3 hour stream. Don't worry about it. I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll try to listen in through the whole thing. I'll find it. And thank you for that, Chief Rocker. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, it's gonna spread because this is these young men's lives. This is their life, right? And some of us are okay with the bachelor life, right? We enjoy the bachelor life, and some of us don't, right? And so for the black men who are doing pretty okay financially and they're looking for a helpmate, we're going to tell them no because we don't produce that anymore. Especially in the black community, we don't produce that anymore. No, they'll find a way. He said 3. Okay. Oh, so it's 2 days ago it did because the one you're talking about is okay. Okay, so you're telling me it's that one, the one that says 3. Okay, okay, it is that one. Okay, it is that one. All right, all right. I got you. I got what you're trying to say. Right. Man. Okay, I got you. It's in my history. I got it. Right. Yikes. I'm just reading through you guys' comments. So, I know we went a while we ain't covered Chrissy, y'all. We went a while without covering Chrissy. And then we covered Chrissy back to back in like a matter of a week. And a week, I think I covered it like twice so far this week. I'm gonna chill out unless you just say something outlandish. But once again, I played those clips so y'all could hear. And that's, it's a good thing that I figured out how to use the back of StreamYards, right? So y'all can hear it for yourselves. Even when black men are not in the picture, somehow we're in the picture, right? The young lady Olandria told you what it is. It's like it's healing the world. Look, even you cringed at that statement, Chrissy. Even you cringed at that statement, but what y'all thought? Chrissy, you're the one who elevated the white man. We appreciate the history and their position because of the history. Because of history. But it's women like you, women of color like you, black women like you in specific, who elevated this dude to goddamn mythical status. That's why Mr. Z says the mythical, magical white man. If you think it's to mock women like you, because it is. And so, yeah, Olandria said what she said. Huh? It's because of, well, messages in women like you. Does this move the needle 1 iota, 1 centimeter? Forget an inch. No. I know it, you know it. Is this going to encourage other non-black men to consider black women? No. I know it, you know it. But it sounds good. You selling fantasy and some co-pope dope to your subscribers? Look at Mr. Z on Mr. Z channel is pretty goddamn doomer. It'd be raining. It's actually raining right now in South Florida. It'd be raining all day, every day on Z's channel. Shout out to my subscribers. Huh? They walk out their door, it's sunny outside. They click on YouTube and check Z's channel, it's raining. You go to Chrissy's channel and it's fairy tales. Huh? There's only one big bad for real on Chrissy's channel, and it's the black man. The colors, features, textures, black man. Huh? And Trell says tropical depression Z. I can't be a hurricane. Ed already got that. Huh? Starman says, that's rain. I thought you were rifling through, rifling around a box of Popeyes. That's hysterical. Now, Z definitely couldn't be. I would have to have a panel up to be eating while I'm streaming. I'm not that talented. I'm not that talented. That's hysterical. Wait a minute. I feel like I missed something. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I missed KMS. So Chief Rocker, I will check that out. And I'll listen to it at. So the beauty of having like YouTube Premium is like we could get up to like 4 times speed. I can't listen to anything that fast. The fastest I get up to is 2.5 times speed. Right? Every once in a while I tried 3 times speed, and maybe the person was speaking too fast. I couldn't do it. I couldn't catch, because I don't just want to catch certain words and phrases, but I want to be able to comprehend everything, just obviously sped up. So yeah, 2.5 times speed. I'll listen to it at 2.5 times speed, and I'll definitely try to listen into those 2 callers that you were speaking about. And thank you for the super chat, Chief Rocket. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS says, around COVID, BGS said, black women have 1 shot to come correct, or black men are gone. Oof. I don't know if I heard him say that. I believe you. It is something that BGS would have said. But let's read that again. Around COVID, BGS said black women have 1 shot to come correct, or black men are gone. Black women jumped up on the table and showed their whole ass, yet they wonder why any black man that can leave is leaving. You know, it's funny you say that, KMS. They really were twerking on the tables at restaurants. And getting mad at the owners for telling them to get down, by the way, for like the 3rd or 4th time. Wasn't that in Texas? Oh, man. So, like, for real, though, KMS, they really did jump on the table and show their whole ass. Maybe not their whole ass, but they was definitely showing their ass. They were definitely shaking their ass on the table. Now, that actually did happen. Right. KMS, like, you, I know it's, like, supposed to be a metaphor, but no, for real, they really did do that.
He's right, you know.
You know, yeah, no, they really did do that. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I do think we care about black women more than these weirdo other black women do. Right? There are sisters and our girl cousins, our mothers, right? Our nieces, our aunts. I think for the content creators, I think for black women in real life that's on this type of time, the ones in the comments, they want to spite black men, or they want to get black men told, or they want someone who can articulate their feelings. They care about that, I would argue, more than they care about the stability of other black women. I think because we're in the know, because we kind of try to stay up on our news and our current events, not just pop culture gossipy crap, we're more in tune with the environment. And oh crap, is that a goddamn blizzard? Right? And so I used to say this all the time, the general is always fighting the last war. And it seems as if black women are really not up on game on what's happening. Like, they feel it, but they don't appreciate there might not be a going back. I would argue there's not a going back. Like the environment just did shift, and it'll shift back in 48 years if a Democrat gets in there. That's not going to happen. Between the technology, between the global order, it's not going back. So, Camus, I agree with that statement from BGS. Right? And it's going to be a difficult, hard awakening for some Xers, for the boomers who might have another 10, 15 years, 20 maybe, right? It's going to be difficult for the Xers. The Xers and the millennial women, black women in particular, they're going to be the ones that's going to have the rudest awakening, because they live their whole life with one worldview. You could give black men the middle finger, get you a nice stable job or career. Maybe you get let go once, maybe twice in your life, but you bounce back, and you got setbacks some years, but you bounce back and you'll be all right. And you'll retire and you'll be okay. I think it's going to be a rude awakening for them to see that ain't going to be a thing no more. Even if they get lucky, they're going to watch their sister go through it. I think millennials and Xers in particular, oof. Gen Z, not so much, because if you're 28, 29, you might be able to find you something. You could adjust. You could adjust to a world where, yeah, I grew up and I could have had all these things. They were at my fingertips, but okay, maybe not so much anymore. But if you 40 and you was used to having everything at your fingertips, 45 and you were used to having everything at your fingertips, oh, that's a difficult learn. Yeah, it's not going to be the same anymore. You're not going to be able to go to the store and get that one thing all throughout the year, no matter the season. Huh? And it's going to be affordable. Maybe not so much anymore. Maybe that phone doesn't cost $1,000 anymore. Maybe it costs $1,500, $1,600, $1,700. Maybe that $1,700 phone don't cost $17 anymore. It costs $25. And you add up all the things that went up in price, 10, 15%, that's a lot of money in the year. Huh? That's a lot of money. And who's going to take on a woman who told you she not getting on your program? Going back to what KMS said. BGS said, black women have one shot to come correct or black men are gone. I guess black men will be taking their $5,000 to $12,000 a year to someone else. The average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year with a relationship. Hey, black women say they don't need it. Black women say they don't need it. They don't need it. Don't worry about it, y'all. They don't need it. They don't need it, and they don't want it. Take your $5,000, $12,000 a year more that she was going to spend more. Take that to someone else. Black women say they don't need it. They said that was pennies anyway. No, that's no real money anyway. Huh? Shout out to black women. And Too Watchful says, and thank you for the super chat, KMS. Too Watchful says, why continue to talk about these relationship topics / karma? At this point, you're either cleaning your karma and or fixing mindsets, or not, or you're not. Youngest of Gen X on down have made their bed and are mind up. They have made their bed and mind up. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. They've made their bed up and they've made their mind up. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yes. Right. I think a lot of folks, including some of the men, are talking that, but they really not over it. I think BGS realized that recently also. They're not really over it. Right. Like black women have got nowhere else to go. And I think for Xers and the oldest of millennials, men, they don't want to abandon black women. I think they see how wayward they are, but they don't want to abandon them. And that's what it feels like. That they're wayward, that they're goddamn Tasmanian devil, but you don't want to abandon them anyway. Damn, Z, you're not supposed to say that. I know. Y'all wouldn't be listening to me if I didn't, though. If Z wasn't that person, y'all wouldn't be listening to Z. Y'all know who Z is. Huh? The thing is, there's a lot of wild cards, and I think black women are really pressing their luck because more, especially when you get under the age of 40, you play with fire. Under the age of 35, ooh. Under the age of 30, it's done. It's done. Right? If you're dealing with over the age of 35, definitely over the age of 40, you might get lucky. You might get lucky. One of these guys that were drooling over you for the longest, you got one kid from another dude, maybe even two kids. Huh? Okay, that's the time stamp, Chief Rocker. 1 hour, 13 minutes. Okay. Okay. I'll listen a little bit before that so I can get the context, right? So I'll probably start it off at the 1 hour mark, kind of get it flowing, and then roll into that. Okay. All right, I got you. All right. But yeah, over the age of 40, you might. Especially if he never had any kids, you might. But under the age of 30, everything between 30 and 40 is wild cards. That's all gamble. But under the age of 30, I don't see them brothers going. I think fundamentally, especially with social media, yeah, that changed the game. Right? Between black women and their misandry towards black men, and then different videos of non-black women choosing up on black men. And let's be very clear, we appreciate that it's not a panacea. There is no silver bullet. With that, with non-black women who put their bid in, hey, it's gonna make it real difficult. I see the videos of the black young women in particular. We love you, black men. I see it. They all look like they're in their early mid-20s. We love you, black men. I see it. Huh? The environment's real. Appreciate this. Women, particularly black women, were talking real crazy when the money was flowing. Huh? When you could be a single mom and afford a home by yourself. We're not talking about any type of welfare or any of that, Section 8 or any of that. Nope, nope, nope. You got a nice stable 9 to 5 and you could afford this. Yeah, you might be getting a couple dollars here and there from whatever organization, but for the most part, you handling this. The environment done changed now. And Ray says, Z, make sure you read the chats on that video too. Okay. You said you already. Ray said, I'm already ahead of the game. I'm reading the chat right now. Ray said, I'm reading it right now. Right? Huh. Yikes. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer. We gonna play the clips from Chrissy again. Yeah, but too watchful. Look, I agree with you. I think youngest of Gen X on down have made their bed and or their minds up. Yeah, yeah. I think the ladies definitely made their bed. Now they gotta lie in it. And I think the men at this point, if you're an Xer, you're what, 45-ish and older? Xers are about what, 44, 45-ish and older? 46-ish and older, somewhere around there, right? Yeah, you definitely made up your mind. If you're a Xer man, a black Xer man from about mid 40s on up, yeah, definitely if you 50 plus, like, stop it. You made up your mind already. Right? So, yeah. And to Oswald, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And what did I want to? Oh yeah, I was gonna play the Chrissy clips again. And thank y'all for listening in to another Z at Night. And by the way, the thumbnail, that was Louis again. Shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell doing the Lord's work. That was Louis again, by the way. That was Louis again. And here we go.
So I want to talk about the current interracial dating optics as they pertain to Black women and how I'm seeing a lot of fake concern from the Black community as usual. And I was inspired to make this video after I saw the publicity stunt that Summer Walker pulled at this year's VMAs, and also all of the talk about Nicolandria, which they were also at the VMAs, and Nicolandria looked amazing. And by the way, if you want me to review the show, let me know and I'll try to go live soon and talk about it. I haven't actually watched the show yet, so I don't even really know if I want to review it, but let me know if that's something that you guys want to see. Y'all know I've done several award show reviews. But Summer Walker showed up with an older white man at this year's VMAs, and it was very obviously a publicity stunt to promote her new music. She has a single out called Spend It, and it's about dating for money and not love. I believe I mentioned it in another video, but I really like the song. And so this elderly white man was there as an actor to portray.
Of course you like the song. It's about women being goddamn sugar babies.
Sugar, and he was pretending to be a sugar daddy. Like, he's an actual actor, and I'm also hearing that he's gay. So this was obviously a gimmick. And to be honest, I figured that since everybody are such experts on fake relationships, being that they kept harping on Nicolandria being fake, I thought this one would be extremely obvious. But like one of my subscribers pointed out, a Black woman being a sugar baby to a white man or having a sexual or financial arrangement with a white man is more believable than a white man and a Black woman genuinely being interested in one another. And that's especially more believable to Black people. And Black women as a whole are willing to accept and celebrate that kind of relationship dynamic rather than a real relationship between a white man and a Black woman. And so the difference in response to this compared to how Black women normally react to interracial relationships involving Black women is very, very telling. And I think there were some Black women who knew it was a publicity stunt, but there were quite a few Black people who believed that this man was a real love interest. And so, of course, some of the hoteps are trying to use this as a gotcha moment because there are Black women who thought it was real. And now, of course, they're having the same redundant conversations about Black women putting white men on a pedestal. And then with the whole Nicolandria craze, you got Black women on TikTok saying
it is a gotcha moment
for Black women to be idolizing them and white men and interracial relationships in general. And so before I call bullshit on some of that and explain why I think a lot of Black women are full of shit when it comes to this topic, I will say that for the Black women who have genuine criticism of some Black women in interracial relationships and the current interracial dating optics, criticism that isn't made in bad faith, I completely understand where you're coming from. What Alandria said about her and Nick's relationship saving the world, it shouldn't have been said. And like I said on my community tab recently, I did find some of
it was cringe
cringe as well, specifically because you could tell she was trying to get attention from Black men. I saw where she posted pictures of her and the actor on Instagram, and the caption said F my
as she should be.
So it does look like Summer is just trying to trigger Black men. It looks like she's doing this out of resentment for them, making her a 3-time baby mama, in which she was a willing
we didn't make her no 3-time baby mama. She made herself a 3-time baby mama.
Allowed to date out for whatever
Stop
reason
with the BS framing.
I'm not one of those Black women who say that every single Black woman that dates a non-Black man has to have always preferred them. I mean, we can't encourage Black women to expand their options and then tell them, oh, well, it only counts if you never dated or wanted a Black man. You either want Black women to expand their options or you don't. don't. And I'm also not one of those women who tells black women, oh, you're only dating out because you couldn't get black men to act right, or you couldn't get a black man, or because black men don't want you. When one, that's usually not even true. And two, black men are all over the internet
I don't
talking
know
about how
about
they're
that
going to
one.
date non-black women because black women don't act right. And most people aren't telling them that they couldn't get a black woman or they didn't qualify for a black woman. They're actually justifying the
damn
reasons
right.
that they give. So, you know, I 100% support
And the
black women
problem
changing
is,
their minds and dating out for any reason at any time. Black women are allowed to change their minds for whatever reason. But ladies, really stand on business. Really change your mind. Expand your options because you're genuinely interested in non-black men, and don't do it in a performative way to get attention from black men or from anyone for that matter. And y'all know I think interracial dating optics for black women are a good thing because we're the only group who doesn't have a variety of desirability promotion, and everyone else enjoys their desirability promotion with other races of people. So black women can enjoy ours too. But I'd rather it be genuine. And if it's not genuine, it should be an actual promotional thing. That's why I said on my community tab that I think what Summer Walker was trying to do would have landed better if she had the sugar daddy in a music video. And maybe she will in the future. I don't know. But I do like that Summer seems to be changing her mindset when it comes to men. I'll never be mad at that. But all the gimmicks can put a target on the backs of black women who are genuinely interested in non-black men.
And Dr. D says, Brad's gonna marry a black woman who has 3 kids out of wedlock. Bro, it's fascinating, bro. The delusion, the lens, the absolute insanity. Right? You trying to tell me the birth rate is going to the crapper in America? There's a bunch of single childless women. That doesn't mean they're not broken. They're broken as hell. With that, black men are going to choose up on a Summer Walker. Summer Walker is okay, right? She's not hideous. She ain't super duper bad neither. I can't do the tattoos, bro. I can't do it. Shout out to y'all. Tattoos on the face and all that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Right? Okay, with that, if you are to choose a celebrity R&B-ish chick, whatever the hell, you gonna choose up on Summer Walker? Wait a minute. Isn't Normani engaged right now? Ooh, goddamn. Oops. Toya, you still listening? Any woman listening right now? Wait a minute. Isn't Normani engaged right now? Wait, isn't Normani dark skin? Isn't that a dark skin R&B singer? Wait, isn't she engaged? Wait, to a football player too, right? It's one of them. One of the ball players, NBA football, whatever. One of them. Somebody correct Z if I'm wrong. Huh? So we just go ignore that Normani, the R&B chick, is engaged and she's dark skinned and she's engaged to a black man. Meanwhile, Summer Walker over here pulling stunts on the red carpet with gay old white dudes. Huh? Yikes. Huh? And Azriel says, I think that's Coco Jones you're speaking about. Yeah, I think she's engaged to, well, she's married, isn't she? Actually, let me make sure I'm telling y'all the truth. Y'all give me a second. Yep, Z's right. Nope, she's engaged to a football player. Yep, DJ Metcalf. Thank you, Otis. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, DJ Metcalf. Yep. Yeah, about that colorism though. And that featureism though. Yeah, about that. Huh? And there you go. Coco Jones is engaged to Buddy that played for the Celtics. Wait, isn't Coco Jones another black woman that wouldn't pass the brown paper bag test? Because he was about to call it the black paper bag test. The brown paper bag test? Wait, that's 2 black women who are with black men. Uh-oh. Chrissy, I don't know. I don't know, Chrissy. Those are two rich black men. Huh? Uh-oh. So yeah, about that. Corrective promotion. Yeah, yeah. About that. Anyway, continuing.
Black men. And there was one woman on my community tab saying that she didn't see the issue because other races of women use men for money all the time. And you know, I get that side of the argument too. There will be black women in financial arrangements with non-black men like everyone else. That just comes with the territory of interracial dating. Just like the white male savior complex having black women like many of the Nicolandrians, that comes with the territory too, unfortunately. Black women getting hurt and unalived by non-black men comes with the territory. The bad is always going to come with the good, and we simply can't control every black woman and every interracial dating outcome. It's impossible. Black women are imperfect. We're human like everyone else. We're going to make mistakes. So I definitely understand the black women who say, oh, well, just let black women do whatever they want to do. I totally get that. But I also know that black women doing whatever we want to do, it comes with heavier consequences. It comes with more scrutiny. It comes with more brainwashing and manipulation from the black community. And that is the part I cannot stand, you guys. I cannot stand the fake outrage, the concern trolling, the fear mongering that follows these viral interracial stories involving black women, because the outrage is so fucking fake. And all the hotep black women who pretend to be so embarrassed by the black women who worship white men, y'all are the fakest of them all, because y'all are never this outraged or embarrassed by black women praising black men with no reciprocity. There are always several black women on TikTok talking about how black men are just as great as non-black men.
She says with no reciprocity. Meanwhile, Passport OG comment says, what? Where did it go? She fine too? Where did that comment go? I just highlighted it a minute ago. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it go. Yeah. Mr. Z always thought Normani was attractive. Huh? I don't think Orlandria looks ugly either. And the other dark-skinned sister that was on that show. What are you talking about, Chrissy? What are you talking about, weirdo? Homegirl don't get chose by the dudes, the black men that she find attractive, and his black men are colorist, featurist, texturist. Meanwhile, we can run through the gamut of attractive black women, darker skinned black women who are with a black man. Huh? We're just talking. Sure, that's the hurdle runner, right? That's the Fatima. Yeah, that's the let me make sure we talking about the same person. Let's make sure. Yeah, we talking about the same person. We talking about the same person. Yeah, that's the same one. Yep. All right. Weirdo. I play the weirdos so y'all can know they weirdos. Z, we know they weirdos. I play them still. Huh? It's not fair. Y'all not choosing us on dark-skinned women. Meanwhile, right? Meanwhile, the Negroes really had a whole debate about Beyonce versus Kelly Rowland. If we were really all about light skin, there would be no debate. Weirdo. How old is Belly? We still talking about goddamn Keisha from Belly. Get the hell out of here. Weirdo. Passport OG says DM was sculpted by God himself. Right. I'm looking at it right now. Right. But yeah. Let Chrissy tell it. Let Chrissy tell it. She's too slim. Yeah, she's a dark-skinned black woman, but she's exotical. Weird ass. But really, your issue is.
I'm over here just eating chicken and juggling watermelons, and then you saw me. Oh my God, thank you. I I knew you were king once I saw you with your hard edge up and you were blasting Biggie. Thank you, white man. I am beautiful no matter what they say. My white man sees me now. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White Man.
And Ishmael says, bro, go to Senegal and Mali. They're everywhere. Talk about gorgeous. Hey, this is a figment of your imagination, bro. Because you're not supposed to like darker skinned black women. Look, Chrissy told us we don't be liking them like that for real. Huh? The darker skinned black women need to get with the white dudes. Because black men are too colorist and featurist and texturist. Huh? Man. So on that note, y'all done got me for another 15 minutes. We gonna pause right here for real. We'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Mr. Z going to be doing a birthday stream in like, I don't know, a day or two. Yeah, so, you know, Virgos. I'm really not big into Zodiac stuff, y'all. I'm really not. I'm really not. But yeah, shout out to the Virgos. So yeah, we'll be expecting that stream in the next couple of days. And we just go end it out. Yeah, Ray. My birthday. Right? So we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I gotta do another political stream. Especially considering the Charlie Kirk thing. Yeah, the whole country's on fire, y'all. The country's on fire upside down. Yeah. And I know it's not just me, but it's like everybody's kind of tense and waiting for the next shoe to drop. Right? So there's that too. So yeah, I'll do another political stream. We'll keep that going. We'll keep that going. So all right, y'all. We will pause right. Oh, do I want to do a current events? I owe so many people streams. I'm trying to think. I owe people some streams, y'all. I gotta do something on the Paul memo. I owe compassionate that. We'll see. But we'll pause right there, y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Chrissy's weird. She stay weird. She's been weird. And we'll end it out there, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night.